Like so many of you, I was poisoned, failed by Western medicine, modern construction, and corporate interests. By the time that I realized a so-called no big deal latex allergy was in fact a huge deal, we were broke. Beyond broke. I lived in the bathroom for 6 months. All of these things are chronicled in the book Poison. It's 99 cents for the ebook. I didn't have money to spend on clothing. And for years, if I needed an item of clothing, I would ask for it for your birthday or Christmas. I couldn't afford clothes. And I know that's an issue for a lot of you as well. Now, most people would be charging for this, declaring it to be an e-course, perhaps putting a little bit more fancy technological work into it. I pondered doing that myself, but then I thought about myself when I realized my life was a nightmare because I trusted the wrong people. I didn't do my own research. So I'm sharing this freely. Please, please share this. We are so censored and shadow banned everywhere. The natural rubber latex industry has its hands in almost every other industry in the world, so it's got power. That means it's hard to find our content, which also means that we have, I think, 2 people financially supporting us on Patreon or something like that. Some have come and gone, and it's a difficult economy. It's difficult when you're sick. Most of our subscribers are not wealthy. A lot have ended up with multiple chemical sensitivities and literally live in their cars. So if you're able to financially support this work, I appreciate it. Like I said, I did ponder charging for this information, but I couldn't justify it because I thought of myself when I realized that I had spent everything that I had. My mortgage was behind. All of my bills were behind. I had probably $80,000 in medical debt that I knew I'd never be able to pay because I trusted the experts. And I thought, well, I wouldn't have been able to afford $5 or $10 for an e-course. So take that as you will. Now, whether or not you've been diagnosed with a latex allergy, it is prudent to avoid natural rubber latex. And it's not always expensive. Sometimes you can actually save yourself some money. It kind of depends. But if you have a latex allergy and you're about to go through your wardrobe, you need to be sure you're protecting yourself. So I actually can't wear these anymore due to microwave sickness. I end up hypoxic. But I used to get the round ones. The round ones are perfectly fine. These cartridges are for fragrance. You'll need some sort of mask as well as gloves. I've got some disposable gloves that are better options as far as protecting you goes, but I've also got cotton gloves. I will link to my non-toxic clothing, latex-free clothing article so that you can explore it and see what things we buy, what works for us. There are some things that we bought from Cotton that were terrible, and that sort of thing. So I will be sure to link that below. So you want to be sure that you're protecting yourself. But even if you don't have a latex allergy, it's prudent to at least try an outfit that you have determined to be pretty latex safe. Wear it for a weekend, wear it for a week if you've got some time off of work, that sort of thing, and see how you feel. So I didn't realize it, but I actually itched for years. And I had no idea until I realized that I had lived in the bathroom for 6 months, gone to Mayo Clinic, been sent home to die, and it was all due to a latex allergy that I'd been told was no big deal. But I'd itched for years. I had no idea until I finally found relief. I can't tell you what outfit or couple outfits that I wore to try it out, because it's been so many years. It was late 2012, and also I was pretty sick. However, I'm going to share some strategies with you to find some latex safer options. Again, we're not going for latex free necessarily. We're going for as safe as we can do, as cheaply as we can do. So these options, once you find your latex safer options, if there's elastic, if you get the elastic out, after that you need to run a washer cycle without anything in it except for soap and vinegar. You need to spray vinegar on a rag, run it through your dryer for 20 to 40 minutes before using them. Then you need to wash these clothes, because natural rubber latex gets out of the elastic. It doesn't just stay in the item when you wash it. It contaminates the entire load. So if you're doing laundry, you got to keep this in mind. If your clothing is latex safe and your family's isn't latex safe, then you got to take precautions in regards to laundry, and you got to keep your laundry separate from them. All right, so once you're protected, head into your wardrobe, closet, whatever. Take out anything on the tag that says lycra, spandex, or elastane. By the way, you might want to grab a pen and paper if you haven't already. Pull out and take those out. Those got to go. They have no place in your home now. They have no place in your life now. I'm sorry. I love you. I love you. I used to be a social worker. I had some pretty nice clothing. I mean, I got it at garage sales, generally speaking, or on clearance, but I had some really cute clothes. Spandex, lycra, or elastane. It doesn't have a place in your life anymore. I'm sorry. It's hard. It is what it is. It's just clothing. It can be replaced. You are irreplaceable. You can never be replaced. You are more important than that clothing. You got this. Anything that has elastic in it that you see, pull that out, set it aside. You may not have to get rid of it. Socks. If you're staying home, then you don't necessarily need socks, perhaps. Socks are a hotbed for natural rubber latex. So, and they've almost always got spandex, lycra, elastane in them. So you're probably going to have to get rid of your socks. I had the cutest sock collection. I worked in early childhood education as an adjunct to social work, and I had socks for everything. It was wonderful, and they were adorable. I had the most delightful collection of socks. They were very fun. They had to go. Sorry, they're gonna have to go. But if you can't deal with that yet, that's okay. If you're just trying an outfit, just trying a weekend or a week, you might, if you have a pair of Crocs, then wear your Crocs. You know, don't wear socks, even if your feet get sweaty. Sorry, whatever. As I've already shared, the latex particles shed. So if your family's walking around in latex-based socks in the house, then you're going to be walking on that. And carpet also is a hotbed of latex as well. For myself personally, I did buy a few pairs of latex-free socks initially for $15. I sold some things and saved up for it. Basically, I am telling you, we were broke as a skoke. Now we do buy Cottonique clothing and occasionally Rogonique, but we consider that as a medical expense, so that helps us in our brains to justify the expense of the clothing. I do have a coupon code for Cottonique, I think. I'm pretty sure I got a coupon code, so I'll drop it below and link to them as well. But the socks were very thin. They weren't Cottonique. Cottonique socks have changed. They're much better now than they used to be. But what I wore for a while, and I don't have any examples here, I actually put them down. I dug them out not that long ago and put them down in our garden as weed suppressants. what I did was I took some sweaters, and this is not going to be a very good example. It's about as good as I can do right now. But pretend this as a sweater, and then, so you cut off the end, which can have latex in it, that knit section. Cut off the end of that, and then cut them as long as you want the socks. As long as you want the socks, and then cut a foot-shaped section out of the end of the sock. Sew that, and then those were my socks. They didn't stay up very well. I had to put little drawstrings in some of them, but they were better than not having any socks at all. So that's a possibility, making your socks from sweaters. Bras. I will link to an old video in which I posted, I believe it was 2013, 2012, 2000, I think it was 2013. I took old t-shirts, cut them off, and then put a drawstring in as a sort of makeshift bra, and I was not small. I weighed 75 pounds more than I weigh now, and I was not small on top. It worked. It wasn't perfect, but it did work. So that's an option, upcycling smaller shirts into bras. Today I wear Cotton tanks, which I keep having to take in because I keep losing weight from fasting. So that's an option as well if you have some safer tanks. Some of us with latex allergy go that direction as well. Underwear or boxers, if you're a man, that's a tough one. Either you buy latex-free options or you go without, which typically is an option for men. Women, depends on the time of the month. I got a pattern for underwear, and I sewed just really super basic underwear, and I sewed them a little bit smaller so I didn't have to put any elastic or anything in them, and that worked for me. I made them from old t-shirts, so that might be something to consider. Coats, I will be showing you things as well. I'm just getting this out of the way so I don't forget. Coats are a tricky one. Coats can have elastic here. Coats can have elastic in kind of random places. The drawstrings here and drawstrings here often are stretchy. If it's stretchy, that's suspect. So be careful. Also, Velcro / hook and loop fastening. I know Velcro declares that they were latex safe. I reacted to them years ago, and I still react to Velcro brand or off brand. I assert that it's not in fact latex safe. In my opinion, my experience. Love you, Velcro. I'm sure you're a wonderful company. But I'm not the only person who's had this experience with Velcro as well. Or hook and loop fastening. Also, so oftentimes coats have that on it. Oftentimes the drawstrings are stretchy. If they're stretchy, they gotta go. And oftentimes there is elastic in different spots on coats. Shoes, I will link to my post on shoes. I've already mentioned, I wore fully molded cross-light Crocs for many years. And that was in spite of having broken one foot years prior, but now I've broken another foot and I'm a little bit older. I certainly haven't gotten any younger, and so I have to have more support, generally speaking. And also our property is very hilly. It's kind of rough terrain, and so I wore Crocs here for the first couple years or so, and until I couldn't really function, couldn't really walk. So there's that. All right, so now let's get going on the actual clothing that I dug out and that I still have around here. Some of the things I do indeed still wear, but it's pretty few and far between. It's rather few and far between. So I have a tendency, oh, there's another hole in these pants. I have a tendency to wear clothing until it basically falls off of me. And so forgive all of the patches on some things. So now remember, I weigh 75 pounds less than I used to. And also when you take the elastic out of pants, they look much larger. But you know, I pretty much swim in most of my clothing today, which is fine. No complaints. Better than it being too small. So these actually, see, I got a hole in them again. You see, I patch and patch and patch typically. Because latex safe clothing is so expensive. These actually, I remember when my mother gave me these pants many years ago. These are pajama pants. I remember she bought them at Walmart and they were organic. And she was very excited that they were organic and she got them at Walmart. But these did have elastic in them. I took the elastic out. All right, as you can see, sort of here, my camera is not cutting edge technology. There's no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or anything. These drawstrings that I use are just yarn. And so I just braid a piece of yarn. Now sometimes the yarn is pretty thin, and so I have to braid 3 pieces together, and then I knot at the end, and that's that. So the elastic, I didn't bring any out here. If you remove elastic from, generally it's pants that you're removing elastic from, be sure you're in your gear, grab a seam ripper, and have at it. Remove it. Sometimes some elastic you can just access the front of the pants and it'll pull right out. Others it's sewn in and you have to use a seam ripper all the way around. Now, I used to have a sewing machine. I don't anymore. So everything I sew now is by hand. And there's another hole in these pants. I think these pants are soon going to be weed suppressant in the garden. But these I actually just wore last night. They are a little bit sentimental, I gotta say, since my late mother gave them to me and she was just so excited about them. Some athletic pants you can rescue. These are not stretchy. I'm not sure how well you can tell in a video, but these are not stretchy. I think these actually may have been from Walmart many years ago as well. Same thing with these. One spot, sometimes on some athletic pants, they sometimes have elastic down at the bottom. And you'll have to remove that and deal with that. But these also, and by the way, I was not a good seamstress as far as we're actually a good distance back from the road, believe it or not. I was not a good seamstress. I was not great with the sewing machine by any stretch of the imagination. My lines are wavy, but you know what? I had clothes to wear. All right, so there's those pants. Here's another pair of athletic pants. Sometimes some of the ruching in athletic pants can have elastic thread in it. If that's the case, then just forget it. If you can pull the thread and it stretches, then you know it's stretchy thread. That's pretty rare. Most companies don't go to that extra expense for that. But these here had elastic in them. Took them out. These had zippers. I know some people claim to have issues with the zippers. I don't really think it's a latex issue. Personally, stranger things have happened though. All right, here's one more pair of athletic pants, just in case you can't get enough. These are actually from college. These are 100% polyester. I will be putting some items up on eBay, or FYI, and I can, if you contact me, I can sell things to you for a little bit less if I don't have eBay fees, because their eBay fees are higher than elsewhere. These also had elastic at the waist. Forgot I even had these. And we've got another pair of fleece pajama pants here. Fleece typically doesn't contain latex, typically. I mean, you just never know these days. But these, aren't they cute, little polka dots? There was a top as well, but I lost so much clothing, including latex-safe clothing, due to smoke and chemicals and fragrance over the years. It's really quite sad. But there was a top that went to these, a typical pajama, button-down pajama pajama top. Apparently I can't speak. So I replaced the elastic in here. And that's the only spot there that was a problem. And these also were fleece pants. Well, they are fleece pants that I replaced the elastic on, as you can see, with a drawstring. Actually, I think this may be an old Cottonique drawstring. If you buy things from Cottonique, they often send you an extra drawstring, and that can be quite handy. Another good option for pants that you can often find at thrift stores, if you aren't chemically sensitive, or if you're able to wash things out or soak things out, however it may be. That's not an option for me chemically today, but it might be for you. It used to be. Are scrubs. However, not all scrubs are the same. Some scrubs do have latex in them. Now these actually I bought, I think at Big R or something like that. There they are. These are Cherokee brand, and I forgot I still even had these. I just dug these out today. I'm going through my house, going through all my stuff. With scrubs, a lot of times the ruching will be stretchy and have elastic in them, and then also the waistband not often, but sometimes has elastic in the scrubs. But the scrubs, the material themselves, typically the scrubs are all right in that regard from a latex standpoint. And I'm not sure what these are made of. Cotton. Looks like cotton. Trying to remember. I know there's another. Oh, sometimes these parts here on scrub pants, in scrub shirts, but typically it's pants. I'm not sure what these are called, but sometimes these are stretchy, and so that's a hot spot for latex. Those gotta go. But just remember, if you're removing things, you have to dig in, because just cutting it off doesn't remove the whole thing. You have to dig in with your seam ripper and remove the whole section. Remove all of that material. Otherwise, you're just going to be continuing to wear latex, because it's not just going to stay in that one spot. Usually, I don't think scrubs typically have elastic down at the bottom, but stranger things have happened. Keep an eye on that. So I actually have another pair of scrub pants that I wear when I use my castor oil packs every week, which I'm not going to bring out because then I get all oily and stuff. But scrubs are a good option that are cheaper, and like I said, you can often find them at thrift stores. My mom actually found quite a few at thrift stores for me before she passed away. So all right, that's an option. Pant or shorts, same concept as pants. These have paint on them. Wow, these are real old. Okay, so remember when I said that I'm a terrible seamstress? Look at that. Look at that up here. I wasn't kidding. I was not kidding. A lot of it's come apart here, obviously, because these are quite old. But these, the mesh typically, look, there's no stretch here. So we're good as far as that goes in these. So these, I just replaced the elastic. I know there's some repetition here, but I just want to show you, you know, so that you can dig into your own closet and know what to look for. These are Wilson brand athletic shorts here, and these also, I replaced the elastic in them. The shorts I'm not sure if I'll keep them or not, because I can't really wear shorts around here except to sleep, and none of these are really sleep-worthy shorts as far as I'm concerned. Again, another pair of just plain shorts. Plain shorts. Just replace the waistband. And last pair of shorts here, replace the waistband. Again, men boxers are gonna have not elastic, spandex, lycra, or elastane in the entire fabric of it. So moving on to, actually, well, here's a skirt as well. Same concept with skirts. This is 100% polyester. Isn't it a cute skirt? One of the few nice items of clothing I was able to keep. This, I took out the elastic waistband and apparently didn't do a very good job of sewing it back up. Because you can see that there. But almost all of these were, the waistband that I used was just yarn that I braided. And that's what I wore for many years, and I'm still wearing some of those items, clearly. And dresses, I've got 3 examples of dresses here. This was an old polo dress. I think they're called polo dress. It's like a polo shirt, except it's a dress. This is a little bit more suspect. Actually, this needs to go into the garden because it's got a lot of holes in it, probably. And I won't be wearing this again. But this I didn't actually have to do anything with to tolerate it. Before I had my hysterectomy, I bought 3 dresses off of Target.com. This would have been late 2020 or 2012. And I knew that there was some elastic in a few spots, but I removed the elastic and replaced them so that I had something very comfortable, you know, easy access to take care of myself while I was recovering from surgery. And this is one example. It's really a pretty dress, isn't it? This had elastic here at the waist, and some dresses do have elastic at the waist, which you'll need to remove and then sew it back up. I did not replace the elastic. I didn't put anything else there. If you want to look cute, then you can wear a belt or something, as far as I'm concerned. And this last dress actually came with a top that I didn't have to do anything with. There's no elastic. It's not stretchy at all. I think this is 100% polyester. 100% polyester. Polyester is not ideal from a chemical standpoint, but it's better than latex, and it's better living in misery, as far as I'm concerned. And this actually also states it's 100% polyester, but know that there are loopholes in textile law which do not protect we the people. This also, this went with the top that I just showed you, and I didn't have to do anything for this. I'll probably be selling these dresses, which I believe are a size 16. Ladies, because we've got ticks and stuff, got bugs. I got my skin covered pretty much all the time when I'm outside once the bugs arrive in spring. So shirts. Typically, if shirts have the iron-on designs on them, that's often, or sweatshirts as well, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. It's gonna be latex. Embroidered shirts. I still have this embroidered shirt. Embroidery is fine, as long as the rest of the shirt is okay. I've got a few shirts here, which I'll show you. This one's actually a bit suspect because it's a bit says 60% cotton, 40% rayon, which is a bit odd. I don't know. I'm not having a good feeling about that one. You got to be in touch with your body as well for this endeavor. As in touch with your body as you can be. So there are a lot of women's shirts that are similar to this. And as long as the tag says 100% cotton, you might be okay with it. You might not be. I didn't sew this one, I don't think. I thought this was one of the ones that I sewed, but it does not appear to be the case. No. So another common hotbed, especially for women's tops of latex, is the shoulder right here. And they hide it. And it's clear. It's clear elastic and they hide it. So in order to find some of these, sometimes you have to open this up. And it's super hidden in there, and you wouldn't even know it was there if you didn't know to look. So with women's tops, proceed with caution in that regard. T-shirts, not an issue, but the cuter women's tops. That's an old Packed Organic. Packed Organic is not latex safe. Last time I contacted them, they were for a time, but they aren't anymore. Actually, you know what? This shirt is not okay. I told you I dug this stuff out. Something's bothering. I think that white shirt is a problem. And yep. I'm not sure how well this is going to get picked up on here. It's a little bit shiny. Can you see that? I'm not sure if you can see it. I apologize. It's a little bit shiny. I'm going to turn it around so you can compare to the other side. No sheen at all. No shine at all. Okay? This is a little bit I should have put my gloves on. Ah! Okay. I'm going to try to finish this up. That's what I'm talking about. I can't believe I had this, you guys. That is not safe. No. Okay, so that stuff's got to go. See, I've been dealing with this for 12 years, and apparently I still had something. I haven't worn that shirt for probably 10 years, so. See, it's sneaky. It's sneaky. I told you that stuff's hard to find in the shoulders. I can't believe that I didn't know that that was there. Here's just another example. Didn't have to do anything with that shirt. Let's look at this one here. Okay, so this one does not have any shine in the shoulders at all, and I can see everything there. This is a pretty cute shirt, but it's doesn't really have a stretch to it. Oh, it's got some stains on it too. Most of my clothes have stains. This is 100% cotton. It says exclusive of decoration, but like I said, if it just says 100%, that doesn't mean it's necessarily 100%. So. Scrubs, again, are an option for shirts. I don't know that I ever came across any scrubs in shirts that had had any elastic or otherwise latex in them, but this brave new world, who knows? I do still wear a couple of these on occasion. Just plain scrub shirt. Like I said, I swim in these clothes now. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. This is an example of one shirt that had the shoulder elastic here because I removed it and sewed it back up. Looks like I sewed it by hand. Yeah, I did sew it by hand. So it exists, and we already found it, and it's given me problems along with that white shirt, which are both going away. So sweatshirts, this is a sweatshirt that I wear when I pick wild blackberries. So it is in very rough shape. It's also quite old, and I wore it a lot because most sweatshirts are not tolerable for me. Sweatshirts, the pull cords can be elastic, have elastic and stretch in them, and the cuffs here can have elastic in them. I'm chemically sensitive as well, so a lot of regular sweatshirts are problematic for me. Also, so here this is a really old Adidas one. Excuse me. And this is sewn on here. Again, the screen printing is a problem from a latex perspective. Lastly, we have this long sleeve top here. It was more of a, business casual top. It's knit, and it's all right too. It got eaten up in the Speed Queen washing machine one time, along with a lot of expensive cotton ink, which is great. Speed Queen washing machines, I've had terrible experiences with them, so take that for what you will. I hope this has been of benefit to you. I apologize it's very long, but I wanted to be as thorough as I could in showing actual real-life examples, and apparently 2 examples of things that I had that I didn't realize were latex. Clearly I haven't worn either one of those tops for at least 10 years. And now I'm reacting to them. So I will also link below to my natural mast cell stabilizers, which are basically natural antihistamines, as well as to my EpiPen alternative post as well. So please give this video a thumbs up, share it everywhere you can. Support us if you're able to. Be sure to subscribe to our free newsletter. Explore our website for more information on how you can avoid toxic natural rubber latex. Until next time, Not Toxic out.